And this evening we have Rose Mark as our featured. A rich and powerful voice, I say, a poet and writer. She writes about love, food, and the wonders of the everyday, which are continual inspirations for her work. She shares her life and passion for writing with her husband, Larry Beresford. She has written food and travel articles for overseas and domestic publications. Her poems are included in Oakland Neighborhoods as well as Dirty Old Women. Her book, Tasting Life, recounts her relationship with food through stories and poems. Her book, Interior Design for Small Dwellings, was inspired by her move with Larry to a 627 square foot home where she resides in a co housing community. Please give your attention and kind hearted openness to a wonderful poet who is going to hold forth at this time. Rose, I'm passing the mic to you and muting me.
Thank you, Dan. Thought we'd have fun tonight. I'm going to read a whole bunch of food stuff, some old and some new. And there's sprinkling of salt throughout this reading. So I'm going to begin right now. The first thing I'm going to read is It's Not That I'm Hungry.
It's okay.
Sometimes I like to spread soft butter onto the whites of a warm, crusty baguette just to see that sweet yellowness melt, glow, and drool into those pillowy caverns. It's not that I'm hungry. Sometimes I like to peel a ripe banana, undressing it slowly, sweet and erect, white and inviting, just for the sight. It's not that I'm hungry. Sometimes I like to crush and smell wild greens, sour grass, imagining its sour and bitter bite. It's not that I'm hungry. Sometimes I like to pour my honey eyes over a tired old Italian man, just to see his gray heart lift, warming to my smile. It's not that I'm hungry. It's just for the sight, just for the sight. I thought about Avacha being here tonight, and I wanted to read this to her, uh, thinking about her. It's called Bacon, which was written quite a long time ago. Bacon. Bacon. Succulent, fat, crackling, crisp, mouth-watering richness in a neat but always too little strip. I'm obsessed with bacon. Maybe it started when my mom fed me my first solid meal, a meal that is indelibly imprinted upon my palate and soul. It came in the form of juk. Juk is a Chinese porridge of rice that's made from the savory bones of roasted meat or fowl. In my case, it was a ham bone. Ham juk is made starting with a stock made from the leftover bone with chunks and bits of the roasted caramelized meat, marrow, and fat still clinging onto it. It is brought to a boil and then simmered until all those pieces eventually fall away in the soup, infusing it with sweet, salty, smoky essence. Then a small amount of rice is poured into the broth and slowly cooked until that falls apart and melds into a rich porridge, scattered with pieces of yummy shreds of ham floating throughout. Well, that first imprint of cured smoked pork into my system now resides in a special place in my salivary glands, and to this day I cannot pass up anything that is smoked and salty without surrendering to the siren call of that early eating experience. I graduated from juk to solid food with the introduction of soft, steamy rice moistened with the liquid golden yolk of an egg that had been fried in bacon fat with little bits of the bacon savory debris clinging onto it. My mother felt that the actual bacon pieces were too hard for me to digest at that time, so she left it out. As a result, she created an eternal case of bacon greed from that first act of deprivation. Now, you might question, how could I come to this conclusion since I was only 1 year old at that time? But I witnessed this form of cruelty countless times with each grandchild under her care. So I know of this early indoctrination of deprivation and wanting in my family. Some people might call this an obsession, but I guess I prefer to call it a love affair that will never end. One of my secret guilty pleasures is to fry up a mess of bacon, slide an egg or two onto that grease on one side of the pan, and place a thick slice of white bread onto the other side of that bacon grease pan and fry that baby, fry. Texas toast, bread fried in bacon grease, is truly one of the world's most decadent culinary inventions. Brown and crunchy, savory, quintessential sensations fill your teeth and jaws when you bite into rashers of crispy fried bacon. Have you ever thought of what your tongue is doing in preparation before that bacon enters your mouth? Have you ever noticed that your tongue moves out of the way instinctively in fear that your greedy choppers might chop down on it while in rabid anticipation of those first and subsequent bites? People do not eat bacon like they would eat a chocolate truffle. No, they bite off hefty pieces and crunch them vigorously at the same time, savoring and swallowing that salty sweetness in the back of their throats. Their tongue makes a swoop throughout their palate while their teeth grind and crunch away. Sounds akin to grunts, swoons, and sighs often emanate from those lips. It is really hard to eat bacon at a leisurely pace. There is always an aura of greed in the air. Who's going to eat that last piece of bacon? For a period of time while married to husband number two, I wandered the course of vegetarianism due to his neurotic fear of dying early like his father. We dabbled in Pritikin, Ornish, Lap, and Ketsin. At times we gave up wheat, milk, eggs, meat of all types, and ate like deers. Foraging through the Greens cookbook, we cooked everything that had roots and stems. But still, I couldn't break away from the siren smell of bacon frying up. That seductive sizzling, that smoky perfume called out to me day and night everywhere I went. It sang to me over backyard fences, behind strangers' doors, swooping down from cafe office buildings. There was no hiding from this cholesterol demon. It loitered in front of diners like a drug dealer, clinging onto my clothes. It walked alongside, calling out, "Eat me," with eggs, waffles, pancakes on top of a cheeseburger. What was I supposed to do? I have a long history with pork. My people, the Chinese, actually created the character for home from an ideogram of a pig under a roof. How could I give up my heritage? So I became a closet bacon eater. I couldn't fry it at home, but I sure as hell could run out for a quick errand and happened to pick up a side of bacon at the local diner with hash browns since I was a practicing vegetarian. I found myself part of a secret society of born again vegetarians, lapsed kosherites, Weight Watchers, and Pritikin pretenders who needed support for their occasional slips. I could always spot the bacon sinners. On approaching the brunch buffet line, they would walk past the bacon, giving it a wide berth as if it would bite them. Then, after the first round of eating the right food, they would make their second tour around the buffet line and succumb. Oh, that stupor look of dreamy satisfaction after lumbering away from that fat train of delight. Better than sex, it seemed. What manner of person can resist that sight of a hot tray mounded over with bacon? It's asking too much. Well, that marriage ended. Not because of bacon, well, not directly, but I am happy to say I'm back on the bacon trail again. Ode to creme brulee. Brown, caramelized thin ice of sugar, suspended upon vanilla creaminess, flipped, not once, not twice, but throughout with seeds from the orchid. I skim my tongue over you. A rap, a crackle, a splintering, a crunch. My spoon swoons, swan dives into your white blanket of pleasure. Oh, smooth sailing, gliding onto my tongue, sluicing through corners of my taste buds, down my throat, melting into the juices of my existence. Oh. Suicide by food. I'm killing myself. A slow, delicious death. Breakfast. Hangtown fries, oysters, crisp bacon, caramelized onions, home fries, two, not three eggs. I'm not feeling that suicidal today. I'm wearing my heart down. A pound here, a pound there. Big, fat, juicy 3/4 pound burger. Cheese, bacon, onion rings, barbecue sauce. Twice this week. A slow, delicious death. I'm packing my cholesterol laden pistol. A 12-ounce strip steak with sauteed mushrooms, baked potatoes with sour cream, green onions, and bacon bits. Just one glass of wine, since you're paying. I'm greasing my way, slipping, sliding, smacking on garlic, sweet potato, shoestring fries, fried chicken and waffles, bacon on the side. Throw some more grease on the fire. I'm downing, not drowning, a Kumamoto oyster on the half shell. Sweet, briny, cool sea, swimming round and round. My tongue swallows that soft, silky pillow of life. Oh, oh, oh! I'm dying, I'm dying, I'm dying of ecstasy, killing myself slowly, deliciously, one meal at a time. That's not now, though. Uh, Tommy, you can close your ears now. This is Ode to a Ribeye Steak. I'm missing my upper chewing molars on both sides of my mouth. There are holes where chompers and masticators once were. Oh, how I pine for the ability to tear, gnash, chew a piece of meat. Brown, caramelized, hunka burning love. I miss your juices, blood sluicing through my teeth. Slash, tear, grind, chew, chew, chew. Slash, tear, grind, chew. My jaws recall the primal past when I was a brother and to others stalking the wild outdoors. So, when I look at you, darling, with wild eyes, don't be alarmed. I'm just thinking about that ribeye steak. missing the taste of blood, tear of flesh. Come here, darling. Let me nibble on your neck. Just a little, please.
5 minutes.
Okay. During the oatmeal. During the oatmeal, our love seems so simple, so basic. None of that dramatic flambe stuff. More like chicken pot pie, warm, thick, and satisfying. Plain rib sticking love. Nutritious, free from the toxins of unspoken hurts, spicy secrets, past and present. Soothing, like a peaceful Minnesota lake. It rests in my heart, solid, home at last, a place almost forgotten. Stirring the oatmeal, meditating upon the simplicity of these simple ingredients: love, trust, and friendship. You and me stirring the oatmeal. Last one, tasting the umami of life. There are five tastes in food: sweet, sour, salty, bitter, and umami. What is umami? It's an indescribable flavor sensation that makes your tongue and your brain go, ah, with delicious pleasure. By definition, it's described as a savory, meaty flavor that provides a satisfying, full bodied taste that lingers on the tongue. It is naturally found in foods such as aged cheeses and cured meat. It's often described as delicious and mouth-watering. I want to talk about getting to experience that delicious pleasure in life because life brings us sweet moments. First love, first kiss, hugs, the smell of the newborn. Life also brings us disappointments, losing that love, rejections, loss, dry periods when life just doesn't feel like it's going anywhere. Then we experience a new love, new relationship, better job, a better sense of self, and life feels even sweeter than before. And when we experience sour times and don't let those times take over our life, subsequently, sweet moments seem sweeter with the contrasting memories of each experience. Like a splash of lemon juice added to vinegar in a salad, it tastes lighter and brighter. There's the salty times as well. We sweat the salt mines of challenges from work, raising a family, keeping a relationship alive, keeping ourselves alive. We curse the exhaustion from this hard work. Well, when the days are done, it feels so good to look back and see what has been gained, what has been learned. That salt on the rim of a margarita glass makes the drink so much tastier. Then bitterness from betrayals from a loved one, a trusted person, a promise not kept, can twist your stomach into knots and shoulders and heart, block love from entering and healing. But for those who are not able to forgive and shed the hurt, a wall grows thicker, making it harder to love, to allow love to enter with forgiveness. But for those who are courageous to live with the hurt and ask, what can I learn from this? Bitterness eventually lightens into hurt, into sadness, into acceptance that this too is a part of life. Sweet, sour, salty, bitter times, experiences create a life full of lived experiences and lessons. Everyone, each one helps us taste more fully what the other added. Think about it. Doesn't the fresh sourness of lemon perk up a dish that is flat? Bitter greens help the heart muscles grow stronger. Sour Patch candies, what makes them so popular? Taste each of your life experiences as fully as you can. Ask yourself after each disappointment, what can I learn from this? Create a savory, umami of your life, a fully lived life. Thank you. I'm done.
Thank you, Rose. And I'm going to have everybody unmute, and I'm going to move the spotlight so we can see each other.
Wow, really nice poem.
Wow,
Beautiful,
Rose.
beautiful work.
what a lovely surprise.
I love how you picked the one you picked as the last one, you know, connecting the tastes of the different foods with the experiences of life. It just brought it all together so nicely. Yeah.
Bravo, Rose.
I always love your work, Rose. You always make me hungry, so I had to make sure I had some food here because you always whip that food on me. So anyway, it's so great to hear your words. Miss you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Pork roast dinner.